This is Amud Yomi, Baruch Hashem, finally catching up. Gemara Berachos, Daf Mem Dalid Amud Beis, and we're holding the top line of Mem Dalid Amud Beis as the Gemara now segues from Ala Michya, from Ala Eitz into Bayrei Nefashos. Amar Rav Yitzchak bar Avdimi Misham Rabbeinu. Rav Yitzchak bar Avdimi says the name of Rabbeinu, which is referring to Rav, alabei of almine kofra, on an egg and all types of kofra, all types of meat. B'tzchila, before you eat them, mavar shakol, ulubsaif, bari nefashais, rabbis, v'chasronis. Aval yarkoloi, but after eating vegetables, no. But Rav Yitzchak Amar, which of course is what we do, afilu yarka, even after vegetables, you make a bari neshas. Aval mayoloi, he says not on water. Rababa Amar, and says Rababa, afilu maya, even after water, we make a bayre nefashes. And why would this? What's this middle shita? There's no bayre nefashes on water. It would seemingly mean because there's no bayre nefashes on drinks. It's only on food. But of course, we do like Rababa that we make on all three. Says the Gemara 5 lines down. Marzucha Avik Rav Yitzchak bar Avdimi. Marzucha did according to Rav Yitzchak bar Avdimi. Simi Barashi Avik Rav Yitzchak. Si Barashi did like Rav Yitzchak. Simane Echad B'Trei Utrei B'Chad. The way to remember is that Marzucha did like Rav Yitzchak bar Avdimi, and Rav Simi Barashi did like Rav Yitzchak. One did like two, and two did like one. Amar Rav Ashi, Ana Zimna Tchimet Kirna Vina Dekulu. When I remember, I do like all of them, which Rashi says. What does it mean like Kikulu on the first medium-sized line? It says Rashi, Av Kirav Papa, that he makes a brain nefashos even on water. Now, what does it mean when he remembers? Of course, it's difficult. Talking about Gedele Eilim over here. Of course, they always remember. But, okay, continues the Gemara. Tanan, we learned in a Mishnah. 10 lines down, the first one line is Kikulu. Kol shatan bracha lacharav, then a bracha lefana. Whatever needs a bracha after it, needs a bracha before it. Yishatan bracha lefana, v'intan bracha lacharav. But there are some items that do indeed require a bracha before it, but do not require a bracha after. So again, anything you make a bracha after, you make a bracha before. But some things you make a bracha before and not after. Says the Gemara. So bitch, I'm the Rav Yitzchak bar Avdimi lafuki yark. According to Yitzchak bar Avdimi makes sense that when it comes to yarka veggies, there's no bari nefashas on it. The Rav Yitzchak afuke maya. According to the second sheet, that makes sense. And according to Yitzchak, talking about water, there's no bari nefashas on water. El Rav Papa lafuke maya. According to Rav Papa, that holds what? That you make a bari nefashas even on water. What is this price referring to? Says the Gemara. Lafuke mitzvahs, excluding mitzvahs. That is only a bracha beforehand, but not afterwards. Says the Gemara, what do you mean by those in Eretz Yisrael? That after they finish taking off their tefillin, lishmar chukav. They had a special bracha that they made after they davened, after they took off their tefillin. Lafuke mai, lafuke rechani, smells, fragrances, even they hold. You only make a bracha pre and not post. Says the Gemara, Amar Rav Yanai, Amar Rebbe. Rav Yanai said the name of Rebbe towards the end of the narrow lines, 4 lines before the end of the narrow lines. Kolshu kebeya, anything that is the size of a beya, beitza toiva mimenu. An egg is better than it. There's no food the size of an egg that is more beneficial than an actual egg. Kiyasa Ravin, when Ravin came from Bavel to Eretz Yisrael Amar, he said, Tava biata migulgalta. A lightly roasted egg is tava, is better, mishita kaisa solta, than 6 kaisi of fine flour. Kiyas Rav Dimi Amar, and Rav Dimi said, Tava biasa migulgalta mishita. A lightly roasted egg is better than 6 kaisi of fine flour. Mitavita me'arba, a fully roasted egg is better than 4 kaisa of fine flour. Mivulshata, a boiled egg is koshu kebeh taiva imena lavar mi bisra. Any food the size of an egg, the egg is better than it. Lavar mi bisra, aside from meat being better than all of them, even in smaller quantities. And of course, different foods in their relationship to health in relationship to satiation, etc. We continue on to the second wide line, which we quote the Mishnah. The Mishnah said, Rabbi Akiva Omer, so Mishnah we learned yesterday, Afilu achal shelek, even if you ate a cooked vegetable but you got full, you're going to bench. What does this mean? Says the Gemara. What? A shelik is mizayni, is sustenance. Amar Ravashi, bekelach shel krov shani, the stalk of a cabbage, which, yes, is eaten purely for sustenance purposes. Tanu Rabbanan continues the Gemara on the third wide line, T'chol Yafa, and again, we remind ourselves that anytime we learn about different foods and remedies and whatnot, of course, we don't necessarily fully appreciate or understand exactly what the Gemara means. We always just take it at face value. And what I mean is what the Gemara means is, as we're going to see, different remedies and different, different types of food, etc. T'chol, we start with spleen, a type of meat. Yafal l'shinayim is good for the teeth, v'kashal l'minayim, and is not good for the intestines. Karishin, leek, kashal l'shinayim is the opposite. It's bad for the teeth, but yafal l'minayim is good for the intestines. Kol yarechai mayrik, any raw vegetable, mayrik makes you pale. Kol katan maktin, anything eaten small, if it's before it's fully grown, if you eat a vegetable before it's fully mature, maktin, it makes one not be able to grow. Chol nefesh meishiv, all life, meishiv as a nefesh, brings back life. Chol karav l'nefesh, anything's close to life, meishiv as a nefesh. Karov l'mazin, cabbage is eaten for mazin, for sustenance. Taradin beets l'rafua. Oiloi l'bayish ha'lefes ha'veres b'toiche. Woe is to the house, referring to one's stomach, which the lefes, the turnip, passes by. So says the Gemara, let's go through this brisa piece by piece. Amar, 6 lines down at the 2 dots. Mem dalit amid beis into the wide lines. So what's the remedy? You want to have the tzchol for your teeth, but it's bad for your stomach. Now, last saving is shadye. Chew it up and spit it out. So you get the beneficial tzchol spleen parts for your teeth, but it doesn't hurt your intestines. Continues the Gemara. Now we have the flip. Creation, the leak is kashal l'shinayim, is bad for your teeth, but it's yafa l'minei me'ayin. So what do you do? Says the Gemara, simple. Bypass your teeth, cook it, and then swallow it. Maybe we could say make like a smoothie out of it, and therefore you don't chew it. Kol yarechai mayrik, raw vegetables, mayrik makes one pale. This means having it at the first meal after giving blood. That's when it is harmful for the body. Someone eats vegetables before 4 hours of the day, it's forbidden to talk to him. Cause of the bad breath of someone who eats vegetables on an empty stomach at the beginning of the day. Should not be eating yerechai before 4 hours of the day. Again, as it's harmful for the body. Amemar Marzucha Ravashi have a yasvi. Amemar Marzucha Ravashi were sitting. Isaac Amayo yerechai kodmar bashais. Amemar Ravashi achal. They ate it indeed, even though again it's before 4 hours, which we just said is harmful. Omar Zutra loy achal amrulei. So Amemar Ravashi said to Marzucha, "My diet. What's the reason you're not eating it? Is it because we said you should not eat it because it gives you bad breath? We're already eating it. And you're talking with us. 1 bad breath, 2 bad breath. The whole party has bad breath. So what's the problem? If one is eating it seemingly, then the other one could. They'll just have bad breath talking to each other. Not just because of bad breath, but rather it's harmful to the body to eat it on empty stomach early in the day. Called kata and maktim, and we continue quoting the next part of the brisa, which said if you eat any vegetable in its immature state before it's fully grown, then maktin, it could cause one to have his growth stunted, where it says halfway through the wide lines. First one line is usr. Even to a kid, a gedi that's worth a zuz, meaning even though there is some element of gishmak, of fat to it, but still it's not fully grown, and therefore it is harmful to the body. It's not a quarter of the size of let's be river. Once it's a quarter of the size, then less lanba, we don't have to worry about it. Kol nefesh mefish nefesh. Any life brings back life. What does that mean? Gildani fish found in the swamp. Lamaisa, fish are healthy, it has life to it, and therefore it brings life. And of course, this is not a steer to the previous statement because the Gildani fish are fully grown, unlike the Gedi in the goat that was not, the kid that was not fully grown. Anything that's close to life brings back life. Says the Gemara, Unka, the meat of the throat. The meat of the throat is the place that's karev the nefesh, is where the animal is slaughtered. When you bring me meat, tarach, please bother yourself. Bring me to a place close to the place of the blessing, the place of the throat, as that is healthy. The Brisa ended off that Krav cabbage, about 15 lines to the end of the Amud. The first one line is Utradin, and the Tradin, the beats are for Refuah healing. Krav lamazin in the Refuah lai. Says more 1 second, but his Krav is cabbage only for mazin and not for healing. Vatanya, we learned in a Bryce. Shisha Dvarim, there are 6 things. 6 things cure a person, and it's a good cure. Veluin Krav, cabbage, Tradin, beets, min sisin dvash yavish. It's water of a certain type of vegetable. The keva. Vayeres, different types of the animal. Yeres is from the womb. Vayeres, I covered in a diaphragm. Elaima says, you're right. Krov af lemazin. It's true, krov is also for refuah, but it's af lemazin. It's also for sustenance. Continues the Gemara. The end of the Brisa. The lefes averes b'toicha. Woe to the house that the lefes, the turnip passes through. Einis is true. V'amarle ravalish hamei kichaz lift up a shuka. When you see a lefes, the turnip in the market, don't say, what will you eat with your bread today? Meaning, bring me the lefes. So we see that Rava clearly ate it. It means if it's without meat, then it's a problem. If you eat it with meat, then it weakens its potency. Rava Amar Mebli Yayin. Itmar Rava Amar Bli Basar. Shmuel Amar Bli Eitzim without one means without cooking it properly. Rav Yechon Amar Bli Yayin without one. Amar Rava Rapapa Sudani. You beer brewer. And then we weaken the turnip with meat and wine. What do? You don't have, you drink beer, you don't have wine. So how do you weaken the lefes? With what do we cook it? Like the daughter, wife of Rapapa. Who would cook the turnip with 8 large logs, meaning a big fire, which would weaken the power of the turnip and make sure it's not harmful anymore. We conclude today's shiur. Tanu Rabbanan, 5 lines to the end of the Amud Dag Katan Maliach, a small salted fish. At times it can kill a person who eats it. B'Shiva, on the 7th day of it being salted. B'Shiva Asar, on the 17th. B'Shiva, on the 27th. V'Amir B'Esrim V'Shleish on the 23rd. V'Loya Amaron al b'mitvi v'loy mitvi. Only when it's roasted and not roasted, partially roasted, salted fish, that's a problem on those days. Matvi shaper less than above, it's fully roasted, it's not a problem. It's not fully roasted, it's only when you didn't drink beer. Less than above, if you drink beer afterwards, then it's not a problem. Actually, we're not going to stop over here, as the parak is ending in a moment. I know it's late, but let's just wrap it up. One who drinks water to quench his thirst, we said you may say bearing the fasha. It says more lafuke mai on the last line of Mendelin Beis. What's this coming to exclude? Amar Avidi Baravin lafuke leman on the top of Memheya Meralev Techanke Umsa, who's choking and he drinks water just to dislodge the meat that he's choking on. Then he would not make a bearing the fasha. As we can see similarly, someone that has some water just to take down a pill, there'd be no bari nefashes. And we conclude the paragraph. Amar le Rava Abar. Rav Chanan Labayo on the top of him, Hey Amad Alav Armilo, the Rav Yosef Elchsamai, what's the halacha with regard to burning the fashais on water? Amar Le, Put Chazim Amar Davar, Lamaisa, we make a shahako before you drink water, we make a burning the fashais after we drink water, of course, if it's done for a pill, if it's done just because you're choking, it's a different story, but in general we do. Hadron Allah, Kitzin Mavarchim, definitely a parak that requires a chazara, so many yisaidis, all of Elchas Brachais. Siyat Shemai will begin the 6th parak in the next year, Mirza Hashem.